What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the mid-season finale of Love and Marriage DC Season 2, episode number 10. The episode is titled A Nightmare on Christmas Eve, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into this, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and aren't subscribed yet, do me a solid favor and stop taking out in this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Love and Marriage DC, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, like I said, is the mid-season finale. So we are getting ready to just take a little break from DC. Now they have finished filming season 2 of Love and Marriage DC. I think season 2 wrapped last week, right? So we're gonna go take a break from DC, and then we're gonna get back into Love and Marriage Huntsville on April the 8th, you guys. I am not at all looking forward to getting back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, but it's upon us, right? What I will say when it comes to Carlos King's shows, it's so interesting to me. The fact that he had been so vocal about the Real Housewives of Potomac season 7, right? But when it comes to his shows, Grown and Gospel, I have some things that I want to say about Grown and Gospel, and we'll definitely eventually talk about Grown and Gospel. I just got to find the time to do so. Grown and Gospel, got some things to say about that. Got some Love and Marriage DC. The people aren't watching Love and Marriage DC. Huntsville, the people aren't ecstatic about Huntsville returning. The only show that Carlos has currently that I can say that, you know, they don't get on my nerves, I actually like it, I look forward to seeing it, Bell Collective. But currently, I don't know what's going on with Bell Collective, if they got renewed. I believe they got renewed for season 3. I don't know if they filmed for season 3 or when season 3 is coming. And an interesting thing about Bell Collective is of his shows on OWN, Bell Collective is the one that gets the short end of the stick, right? Because Bell Collective season 2 was over just like that. I think what it had 7, 8 episodes in the second season, even less than the first season. But Love and Marriage DC, the show that people don't really gravitate towards, that season 1 was a pretty decent season, right? But season 2, y'all have gotten more episodes because I know this is episode 10, right? And I do believe that, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that they said they shot 14 episodes, 14 additional episodes maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, mid-season finale, but we're coming back later, probably about a summer, for the rest of this season. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is, right? So this episode, didn't a lot happen in this episode. I think really more specifically, everything happened towards the end of the episode. So let's pause here and go ahead and just get into the actual episode, shall we? So the episode, I think I'm gonna start up with the stuff that didn't have a whole lot of weight to it. This scene with Arena and Jamie and the swallowologist. I did not pay any attention to that scene. First of all, I've never heard of a swallowologist. What the hell? It's like, so, and basically the swallowologist was there for oral sex purposes, right? You know, tell them how to please your partner. And I'm like, y'all have been together for how many years at this point? And you don't know how to say to your partner, a little less teeth, a little more mouth. Like, I was just like, so we don't know how to vocalize that? Like, babe, you're using your teeth when you're sucking me. Babe, you're using your teeth when you're, you know, facing the place. Shout out to Rocks for that. When you're using a little teeth for a woman to say to a man, a little less teeth, a little more tongue, and a little more lip. Right? A man, a little ease up on them teeth, and mouth. Like, I was just like, y'all don't know how to guide each other. Now, granted, I know Raina said she hadn't sucked him in a minute. I'm just going, I didn't need that scene. Honestly, I just really did not need that scene. It could have been, they could have left that on the editing floor. They could have chopped that scene completely because it was just like, this was just like a throwaway scene. Y'all just needed something to throw into the episode. Could y'all have given us something with winter in it? Winter, Sherelle, Black Block, anybody, anything but this. I don't want to, nothing personal against Raina and Jamie, but I didn't want to see that shit. Did not want to see it, and I wish I could block it out of my damn memories. But that's really all I got with that scene. If you guys want to chime in on that one, feel free to do so in the comments below. Let's go ahead and pause here and move over to the next scene. So the next scene is Joy. So Joy is meeting up with another one of her friends. And, you know, Joy is once again rehashing the conversation about what happened between she and Ashley, right? I will say one thing. I am kind of glad that they showed that clip of Joy from the Rated to Love reunion where she just went off on Kia for absolutely no reason. But I know that there are a lot of people out there who don't watch Rated to Love, so they won't really understand it because remember, this season of Love and Marriage DC, they've tried to paint it off that Carmen was Clifton's other connection. It was never Carmen. It was always Dakia. It was Dakia and Joy, right? It didn't really change to just being Joy until they went on that retreat that they always go on every season, right? But it was never, old Blue Eyes, right? So I will say one thing with Joy, right? When it comes to Joy and the situation with Ashley, Joy has every right to be upset with Ashley, to feel betrayed by Ashley, especially if you asked Ashley to keep the secret that you and Clifton were in fact married, right? And she told Alicia. You have every right to feel that way. And I'm not gonna sit here and say she doesn't, right? And she also has every right to accept Ashley's apology when she's ready to accept Ashley's apology. Yes, Ashley has apologized numerous times, but I do want to point out a contradiction when it comes to Ashley, right? Granted, it's a little different. It's a gray area because with Ashley, Ashley wants for Joy to accept her apology, right? But when it came down to Winter, Winter apologized umpteen times, and you didn't want to accept Winter's apology. But also with Winter, like I've said plenty of times before, Winter would backtrack. She would apologize, but then she would go say on whatever show, Carlos King's show, or on Twitter, and just basically, kind of take back that apology because she would say something slick and shady, right? So it's kind of it's not the same, but it's in the same realm, just slightly, right? But like I said, with Joy, Joy has every right to accept Ashley's apology when she wants to. It's not on Ashley's terms. And I think that's something that Ashley needs to think about. Like, yeah, I apologize to her, but she doesn't have to accept my apology. She never has to accept the apology. And that's her prerogative. You can apologize. It's fine. Apologize once. If you feel like you want to apologize a second time, or you didn't think she got the apology, say, you know what, maybe you didn't receive it, I apologize again. But don't just apologize, be like, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. And, if you choose to accept my apology, you choose to. But if not, I absolutely understand. That's how adults have conversations, right? Now, Joy. I do have a little bit of an issue with Joy, right? Because Joy backtracks on what she says. Joy says one thing, but then she doesn't stand in it, right? Because when Joy was sitting down with Carmen, she definitely did talk about the fact that Ashley and Alicia were fake and phony. But when you're talking to the producers and to your friend, you didn't say it. And it's like, yes, you did, right? And then the other thing that I have a question about with Joy is, yes, she says that she and Clifton were planning a big wedding, but that was what Clifton wanted. Okay, but the question then still comes down to, why did you not tell the producers of the show? Like, you're making it seem like this is going to be your first wedding that you guys have. And again, there is nothing wrong with saying, hey, we're already married. We just didn't want to go through with the whole pomp and circumstance, right? Now that we're on this show, let's have the producers, let's plan it as a big group event and have it filmed on television so that we can, write that off basically, like I just don't understand it for real, for real. And this goes back to what I was just saying earlier in the review about Carlos, right? Carlos King had so many things to say about Robin and her storyline, about how Potomac was this past season, but you got a whole cast member on your show, right? I'm doing how he acts on his oh God, I cannot watch his podcast. No shade to him. I just can't watch his podcast because he's a little extra and too animated. But these are people that you cast on your show to tell their story, right? But they omitted stuff from you. And didn't you say that on your podcast, these are your words, right? That if Destiny Payton, Letitia Scott, Letitia Pearson, anybody under your umbrella, if they didn't want to tell their storyline, they would have a pink slip, right? So I expect for Joy and Clifton to have a pink slip because Joy and Clifton completely and 100% lied to you and to your production staff about their storyline. So I'm going to wait and see for season 3 if Joy and Clifton return. Now they were already contracted for season 2, so I know you couldn't let them go, right? But I'm just wondering, are you going to demote them? Are you going to fire them, right? Because you had so much to say about the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I'm just curious to see what you're going to do. But that's that. So let's pause here and we're going to move forward, you guys. So the next scene that we got is with Ashley and Quick. So Ashley and Quick, their daughter, I believe her name is Ashton. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section, you guys. I don't like to be wrong with people's names. But I believe her name is Ashton. So they're celebrating her 10th birthday. So they went to the Black Hair Expo, right? So, Ashley was telling them about what happened at the Romancipation party, right? How Joy came in. She didn't really speak to her. But then, they did speak and she didn't give her a hug. Now, Ashley, I do have one thing to say in regards to her not hugging you. If she had hugged you, then that would have come off very fake, right? Because if you guys are not in a good, if she hadn't responded to your text message or anything like that, why would you expect her to come in and be like, oh, what's up, Ashley, girl, give me a hug? That's fake, and that would then be fake and phony on her part, and it would also be fake and phony on you, right? Because if you guys don't know where you stand, why would you come in and expect her to just openly embrace you? I don't get it, right? And I love the fact that Alicia told Ashley, like, you've apologized to her. Leave it at that. If she accepts your apology, she accepts it, but we can't tell people when to accept an apology. And I was like, thank you, Alicia. Like, because I was just happy that somebody told her that, like, yes, you've apologized to the woman, but at the same time, it's up to Joy if she chooses to accept your apology. And if she doesn't accept your apology, then you have to deal with that. Move on from it. Like, it's not the end of the world. And with Love and Marriage DC, there's it's a huge disconnect with Love and Marriage DC as compared to Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? I don't like comparing the two shows, but I am going to have to compare the two shows, right? Even with Bell Collective, I believe some of those women knew each other prior to filming. Maybe not all of them, but I definitely know I do believe some of them knew each other prior to filming Bell Collective. But with Love and Marriage DC, this cast right here, these people were not real friends with each other, right? I mean, you hear Ashley, she keeps saying it about Arena. We're friends minus the D. I haven't given Arena the D, just like Jamie hasn't given Arena the D, right? So we know that Arena and Ashley are not like best girlfriends and whatnot. And you don't have to be like the best of friends with people, but these shows, you can tell when You just throw a group of people together and they're kind of forced to make these relationships. Because I feel like with Love and Marriage DC, yes, Monique, presented, Quick and Ashley, Arena and Jamie. Now, I will say, although we didn't feel like all of them were friends last season, I do feel like they all do kind of know of each other, right? Because I do know that Ashley had tried to, try it out for Real Housewives of Potomac. I know that Arena and Jamie, they've made appearances on Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you actually go to season 5 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, not Atlanta, Potomac. So if I've been saying Atlanta, I meant Potomac, you guys. So if you guys go back to season 5 of the Real Housewives of Potomac and go to the season finale, Robin's engagement party, you'll see Arena and Jamie in the background. So, and I also know that not Jamie, but Quick and Ashley are friends with Candace, right? And I think they've been friends with Candace for some years now, right? So I do believe that these people may have known of each other, but they weren't like real friends. They are coming to this show now trying to build these friendships, right? Because even later in the episode, we'll talk about it in just a minute when we get to it. But later in the episode, Ashley said something to Joy. But like I said, we'll discuss it when we get there, right? So Quick went to go see the doctor to see if he had, I can't pronounce whatever he was, what they thought he might have had. But ultimately, Quick got a clean bill of health. Is he gonna slow down working? I sincerely doubt it. I really do. I really doubt that he's gonna stop, slow down with the work. So then we get the Christmas Eve party. I think that's what she said. The Christmas Eve party. I was like, huh? Christmas Eve party. So are you saying you're having a party the eve before the eve of Christmas? Because it was so confusing. The Christmas Eve party. So you're having a party the eve before the eve of Christmas. So the 23rd. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, right? Sherelle. First of all, was that an ugly Christmas sweater that she had on? Because I was really confused about what that outfit was. That top was horrendous. I was just like, girl, you should really throw whatever this top is away. It is tacky and ugly, right? So Sherelle, girl, you only know 1 decibel, and that is loud as hell, huh? Because, in her interview, she was screaming about the big-headed Santa. Now, did that Santa look a little, demonic? Absolutely. But, girl, it ain't that deep, right? So Joy ultimately showed up to the Christmas party, and I'm like, this has got production stank all over, because there's just absolutely no way I would have. If me and Ashley, first of all, it makes no sense, because Ashley has reached out to you and apologized to you, and you didn't accept her apology. You hadn't talked to her. You hadn't accepted her apology. So why would you then come to the woman's house? Like, that was the thing that made no sense to me. Like, and I was sitting there scratching my head all night, like, why? So I watched this scene last night, and then I watched the ending of the episode last night, and then I had to come back this morning and watch the first damn near hour of the show, right? But I was sitting there scratching my head the entire time, like, why did Joy show up to this party? I'm like, production put you up to this, and then the shit went left, right? So Joy showed up, and Ashley, like, oh no, she didn't come into my house and didn't speak to me. Now, I will give Ashley that is definitely rude. Like, girl, don't come into my home and not speak to me, right? We're not gonna play that game. So I was cool with that, right? So Ashley and Joy, they went to the side and had a conversation with each other, right? This conversation right here was stupid as hell. And this leads into what I was just saying a few minutes ago about the fact that these people are not really truly friends with each other, right? So we'll talk about the social media stuff, because it's played out on everything with them, much like with SWV and Escape. Everything with them played out on social media starting last Saturday night, right? So Ashley was building a relationship with Joy behind the scenes, right? So before the show started filming, she was building a relationship with them, how it sounds to me, right? So then she says that she pitched Joy and Clifton to the producers, and I didn't even get a thank you. And I'm like, oh my God. So as much as I don't like Joy, and I was thinking the same thing, so you made me? Now, when Joy said me and Clifton were on a show before this, and asked like a dating show, a game show, that is true. It is one season, unless they bring them back. For me personally, I thought that Joy and Clifton were being thirsty to get on this show. Let's just keep it real, because throughout all last summer, I saw them in. It was like picture after picture after picture after picture that I was seeing posted of the Tylers with the Silvas and now the Pettys, right? It was so many pictures. It was them, and Carmen was there. So the whole thing of she didn't thank her, it ain't that deep. It really ain't. It's just childish and it's really stupid. And then they got into it. Joy was like, you only people know your husband, not you. I was like, oh wow. It felt very high school. It felt very juvenile. It was just really stupid, honestly, because I was just like, what are y'all arguing about? Who brought who to the show? Now, let's get onto the social media stuff real quick, right? Like I said, this shit has been going on since last Saturday, since the trailer, since the little, at the end of the episode, next on Love and Marriage DC. This has been going on since last Saturday, but I actually saw it Sunday morning, like I always do. Like I told you guys, I don't always watch Love and Marriage DC on Saturday nights. I'll typically wake up and watch it on Sunday mornings, right? But last Sunday, I woke up and my timeline was lit up with Ashley, Arena, and Jamie, right? Those three were just tweeting up a storm, more specifically, Ashley and Jamie. So, you guys, like I just said, Ashley says that she is the reason, basically, she's saying she's the reason that, Joy and Clifton are even on Love and Marriage DC, because, it also goes back to what Alicia had brought back to her about the fact that, Joy has said that she rides hard for the Tylers and whatnot. And even with the Tylers, again, I don't think that any of these people are real friends outside of this show. I think this was something they came together, they found out who their cast members were, and they just wanted to develop a friendship and a relationship with them behind the scenes before the camera started rolling. Because none of this stuff just gives me that these people are real friends in real life. That is my personal opinions. If you don't like it, that is your part. That is up to you, right? But that is what I think and what I feel, right? So, on Twitter last week, Jamie was like, it wasn't just Ashley that suggested them. It was all of us. We had all suggested them to the producers, and the producers, did tests with them. They liked them, and they brought them onto the show. I don't give a flying figs, rats, ass about that, because it's so stupid. Like, going back to what I was saying earlier in the video, the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, as toxic as they are, right, and all the bullshit we have to deal with the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, the one thing that we can't take away from those people is those people knew each other before they came onto the show, and they had real working relationships with each other. These people don't, and I think the issue for me, because I feel like Love and Marriage DC is slowly turning itself into Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? Like I said, everything that I saw last week was on social media. So I do feel like Love and Marriage DC is slowly but surely manifesting and turning itself into Love and Marriage Huntsville, because they do everything on social media, and then we see it on the show. It's just so much stuff, and it's just so much back and forth, right? And my head is just, it's spinning because it's just so much stuff. And I think like I said, Carlos has so much to say about Real Housewives of Potomac, but I think he needs to tend to his own backyard because there are a lot of things with his shows that he needs to get a grip on, right? The biggest thing that he needs to get a grip on with his shows is the fact that everything with his shows plays out on social media. So by the time that the show airs, we're not at all shocked or surprised about what happens, right? Especially with Love and Marriage Huntsville. So much stuff plays out in the blogs. Now, I can't say I don't know. I was just about to lie and say I don't know what's going on with this season, but I do think I know a little bit about what happened. I do know that not Destiny, but Melody and Storm are not cool with each other, right? And that's been all over the blogs, and I just feel like and that even extends over to like Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac, right? Sometimes the things that happen with those women when they film, it leaks to the blogs, right? But it's not like a whole storyline. Because you guys know they showed a sneak peek of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Sheree is going to be on this season, but I think we all kind of put two and two together that Sheree would show up eventually because of this so-called relationship with Sheree and Martell, which I don't give a damn about, right? But back to Love and Marriage DC, like everything with this, they're turning into the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast because, like I said, just so much of the stuff plays itself out in social media. Because not last week, but the week before, after the episode aired, I saw a live video of Sherelle, Ashley and Alicia, and then Winter, and they were talking about Joy, and I was confused in that moment about Winter. Like, you're talking about Joy, but I don't even know. And mind you, they were still filming at that point. I think they said they had 1 week left, right, which was last week. They had 1 week of filming left. It's just a lot. When, like I say, I really want Carlos to focus in and figure out what to do about his shows, because Love and Marriage DC season 1, it wasn't bad, but it could have been better, right? For me personally, when it comes to Love and Marriage DC, I feel like we'll finish out season 2. I do definitely feel like season 2, we're probably gonna finish it out, depending on how many episodes is in the second half of the season, right? But we'll finish it out, and then going into season 3, that is gonna be where I have to say peace out to Love and Marriage DC, right? Because I'm even at that point where I want to say peace out to Love and Marriage Huntsville, because Love and Marriage Huntsville is just so super duper toxic. You have people who go so hard for Letitia. You got people who go so hard for Melody. You got people who go so hard for Martell. Like, and then you can't say anything negative against them because then they say, "Oh, well, you hate Mel, you hate Martell, you hate Letitia." I don't know them people from a can of paint. Like, I don't know these people, so how can I hate a person that I don't fucking know? Like, yeah. Because I definitely have had people in my comments talking about things that I say about Mel. I don't give a hot diggity dog damn. Like, ugh. But yeah, that was it, you guys. They were arguing. They were about to fight each other, but producers jumped in. Now Ashley got upset with Raina because Raina went outside to check on Joy to make sure she's good, right? That would have. And here's the thing, but I did forget to mention this scene, so let's talk about it real quick. So Raina, she met up with Joy in the episode, right? And they were talking about this situation with she and Ashley, right? Once again, Joy can accept her apology or not. That is on Joy to accept her apology. If she doesn't want to accept her apology, she don't have to accept her apology, right? Now, Joy kind of contradict herself a little bit about the friendship, but then she said it was something she said that kind of threw me off. It was a friendship, but we ain't got to be, but we can be cool or cordial or whatever she said. Y'all can leave it in the comments if y'all remember what she said. But Raina, I just really want for Raina to stay out of it, because Raina continuously puts herself in the middle of the drama with everybody, right? So I want Raina to stop putting herself in the middle of it. It's the same way that I was saying with Sherelle. She was putting herself in the middle of stuff. I want Raina to stop putting herself in the middle of anything with these women, you guys. But that's really all I got. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. If I left anything out, we can talk about it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I forgot to mention that but Joy did tell Arena that they were waiting to move Clifton to rehab. But that's it. See you guys later. Bye, guys.